Hello everyone, welcome to yet another interesting tutorial on the MIT app inventor, and this is provided to you by the Kawa Uganda team. And today's tutorial we are continuing to understand the different components of the designer, and particularly we will be looking at the chart palette, and we will be understanding the different three components that make up the chart palette. Now, when you're looking at all this, this is just like you having yourself in a situation that you want to show your classmates the results of a survey of your favorite fruit. Now, we have the three components. We have our very first component, that is the chart. We can decide to drag it here on our viewer. Then we can work on adjustments here on the properties. We can decide to have it in field parent, then on the width as well, we make it field parent. Then we can have the two different axes. We have the X and the Y axis. So this is the chart. You dragging the chart. This one appears to us as the display board. Now just think of the components as you can think of the big display board that you can decide to put into or to embed into your class. This is the chart. It gives us the platform for you to be in position to work on the different graphs, ranging from the bar graphs, we have the line graphs, the pie graphs, and the rest of the graphs that we can think of. This is where they are going to be drawn. Now we have the chart data 2D. Now this one gives us the list of these answers. Now after you organizing everything, now your next question will be to organize, or your next assignment will be to organize your data, and this is going to be done by the chart data 2D. After you're working on all that, you can decide to drag it here on your screen, just like the way we say that the components here in the chart 2D are like the separate list of your answers that you have collected from your survey of the different fruits. Now for the different bar charts, you can have the list of the fruits names. Like for instance, you can have fruits like mangoes, pineapples, bananas, and others. Now the other one will be now containing the other lists with the number of the votes that you have been given. Now remember, this was our survey that we wanted to try out something to identify the rate, or in other words, to work out the survey about the different favorite fruits of the survey that you have been working. Now the other numbers would be clearly displayed. For instance, you have people who are liking pineapples to be 10, 15. You can have those numbers here. You might also have a one chart 2D if you're not comparing between two. Now if you're comparing between two fruits, for example the mangoes and the rest, you can have another chart 2D component like that. Now clearly now from our screen we are seeing the different two components of the chart 2D being shown there clearly. Now after you working out all this, you can also ask yourself if you have been given to compare. Now your next question will be to tell the chart to use the data above to draw a particular graph, which we have already drawn. Now after you working all that, you might be having also an assignment to have a line chart that you want to have the general direction. Now this is where it will definitely prompt you to use that trade line, because we say the chart 2D just gives us a list of these answers and organizes them in that format. Now just imagine you have been tracking the sales of these mangoes every month. Now after you tracking your sales for these different things for the rest of the months, you now introduce the trade line. The trade line component, this one will help you to easily be in position to track these sales. And the trade line component is just like the drawing. It is just like a drawing. It is just like a line drawing that can easily be in position to show the general direction of something that you have been working on. And for this case, we have been working on the sales of the mangoes. And now we can clearly set the blocks to be in position to run our command. whether they are going up or the sales have been going down, you can be in position to get those values using the trade line component that we can have here on our viewer screen. It is clearly shown here on the components, the trade line component. Now with all that, you are now good to go and present your research proposal about a survey that you have been working on the different fruits. For example, here we have taken a case study that might be, for the case of our first case, we had the case of mangoes and the case of oranges. Now after working all this, the different commands can be worked on the block section. Now from here is where you will be in position to work on the commands depending on the particular app that you are setting. Now for a case that you have been working on an app that tracks this, you can be in position to work on the commands that best fit this, and all this will be well explained in our upcoming videos on how you can work on the block section to give in the commands to work on the block, the built-in controls to be in position to work out this. So that is that. I thank you for being part of this tutorial.